What's going on, fight fans? Welcome back to another edition of MMA Lately. The past week in mixed martial arts has been extremely busy. We've had historic performances overseas, a rising prospect making a serious statement in Las Vegas, Contender series contracts being handed out, a former champion officially changing weight classes, and the entire sport now fully focused on this weekend's title fights in Philadelphia. There's a lot of ground to cover, so let's dig into everything that happened. We start in Belgrade, Serbia. On August 1st, the UFC made its debut in the country, and the hometown crowd was treated to one of the most finish-heavy cards we have seen in a long time. 12 finishes in total, 10 of those stoppages came in the first round. That is a brand new UFC record for first-round finishes on a single night. In the main event, local favorite Uroš Medić needed just 30 seconds to knock out Daniel Rodriguez. The finish was clean, explosive, and the arena completely erupted the moment it happened. In the co-main event, undefeated prospect Navajo Sterling continued his rapid rise by stopping former light heavyweight champion Jan Blachowicz in under 3 minutes. Sterling looked powerful, confident, and ready for bigger challenges. Alexander Rakic also got the job done against veteran Marcin Tybura by unanimous decision, and the undercard was pure chaos from start to finish. Serbian fighters showed up and performed in front of their home fans. The energy in the building was electric the entire night. Belgrade didn't just host a successful event, it announced itself as a place the UFC will almost certainly want to return to in the future. 1 week later, the action shifted back to Las Vegas for UFC Fight Night at the Apex. The main event featured experienced veteran Mateusz Gamrot against rising Australian prospect Quillan Salkilld. Salkilld came into the fight with serious momentum and a growing reputation as one of the more promising lightweights on the roster. He delivered in a big way. In the first round, Salkilld locked in a rear naked choke and forced the submission. He looked calm, composed, and extremely sharp throughout the sequence. This was a significant step up in competition for him, and he passed the test with flying colors. People are already starting to talk about him as a future contender in the lightweight division. On the rest of the card, Yadier Del Valle needed only 35 seconds to finish Darren Elkins in dominant fashion. Diego Ferreira returned to the win column with a clear, unanimous decision over Billy Quarantillo. There were multiple finishes throughout the night and another strong overall showing for the younger talent coming up through the ranks. Quillan Salkild's performance was the clear highlight, and it put the rest of the lightweight division on notice. Tuesday night brought the opening episode of Dana White's Contender Series Season 10. 4 fighters walked away with UFC contracts by the end of the night. One of the biggest moments came from former New York Jets linebacker Anthony Wynn. He needed just 34 seconds to earn his UFC deal with a dominant and aggressive heavyweight performance. Bilal Hassan also impressed the matchmakers and secured a contract after a quick and decisive finish of his own. The Contender Series continues to serve as one of the most intense job interviews in all of combat sports. Fighters know that one strong performance in front of Dana White can change their entire career trajectory. And this opening week of the new season delivered several memorable moments. Speaking of the heavyweight division, former light heavyweight champion Jamahal Hill has officially made the move up. Speaking to media at the Apex this week, Hill explained his decision in detail. He said he has been considering the jump for a while now. The difficult weight cuts at 205 pounds were starting to take a real toll on his body, and he feels the heavyweight division currently needs some fresh energy and excitement. Hill made it very clear that he is not looking for easy tune-up fights. He wants ranked competition right away. His first specific target is Josh Hokit. Hill said he genuinely likes the antics, the bandana, the aggressive style, and the way Hokit brings eyes and attention to the sport. He wants that fight as his heavyweight debut. Hill also left the door slightly open on a possible return to light heavyweight at some point in the future, but for right now, the focus is completely clear. He wants to chase heavyweight gold, and he wants to do it against legitimate competition from the start. Overseas in Tokyo, Risen 54 also delivered some notable results. 20-year-old prospect Kiyoma Akimoto took a unanimous decision over former Rizin champion Kleber Koike Erbst in the main event. It was an impressive performance against a very experienced opponent. Patchy Mix missed weight significantly and went on to drop another decision. On the heavyweight side, King Edokpolo advanced in the Grand Prix with a highlight reel knee knockout and even threw in the Alex Pereira-style celebration afterward, which the crowd clearly enjoyed. In the background of all this action, conversation continues around Conor McGregor's ACL injury from his return at UFC 329. There is also ongoing discussion about the long-term effects of the Jake Paul and MVP merger with the PFL. Those stories remain part of the larger conversation, even as the UFC continues to push forward with its own schedule. Now, we turn to the biggest event of the entire week. This Saturday night in Philadelphia, UFC 330 takes center stage. Islam Makhachev puts his welterweight title on the line against Machado Garry. Mackenzie Dern is also defending her strawweight title against Gillian Robertson on the same card. Media Day this week produced some strong and revealing moments between the two headliners. Machado Garry came into the interviews focused and intense. He made it clear early that this is the biggest fight of his life and that he wanted the conversation to stay professional and centered strictly on the fight itself. Garry claimed he felt nervous energy from Makhachev during their face-off and suggested that the champion did not fully want to be there in that moment. Makhachev responded in his usual calm and measured way. He said he is not nervous at all. In fact, he explained that this is one of the fight weeks he is actually enjoying more than most. When he looked at Garry, he said he simply sees nothing in his eyes that concerns him. When the size difference came up, Makhachev even joked that the UFC might need to remeasure his height because he feels a bit taller now than the old listed numbers from years ago. Garry, for his part, described the matchup as the highest level pure striker versus grappler clash we have seen in a long time. He knows his primary job is to keep the fight standing and use his movement and striking. Makhachev knows his primary job is to close the distance, get the fight to the ground, and control it from there. Both men spoke with real confidence. Both men spoke with clear respect for what the other fighter brings to the cage. And both made it obvious that they believe they have the specific keys to win this fight. In a more human moment, Makhachev also agreed to meet Garry's young son later in the week after hearing that the boy is a big fan of his and became emotional when he could not meet the champion at the face-off. Those small moments still managed to cut through even during a major title fight week. The belts will be in the cage this Saturday night in Philadelphia. The stylistic clash is clear, the stakes are extremely high, and the entire MMA world will be watching to see which man can impose his game. That covers the major storylines from the past several days. Historic and record-setting finishes in Belgrade. A major statement win from Quillan Salkilld in Las Vegas. New UFC contracts handed out on Contender series. Jamahal Hill officially moving to heavyweight and calling out Josh Hokit. Results from Rizin in Tokyo. And the final media day exchanges ahead of Islam Makhachev versus Machado Garry at UFC 330. The sport is clearly heating up as we head into the weekend. UFC 330 goes down Saturday night in Philadelphia. We will be back after the event with full coverage, detailed reactions, and a look at everything that comes next in the divisions. Make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel if you have not already, and turn on those notifications so you do not miss the next episode. I appreciate every single one of you for watching and supporting the show. We will see you after the fights.
Now we're seeing